Hi, everyone. Welcome to class 26. Good morning, good afternoon. Hope you had a nice day at work. And if you need, I hope this helps you fall asleep. Class 26 is about stress management. And we had some really great things to help you with that. The agenda, let's talk about the handouts. Then we had our Thanksgiving potluck. I did a little cheap trick that makes you look like a great chef. We had our facilitators talking about the challenge, and we have a new challenge coming up, and we also had Jazmine doing yoga. All right, so the resources we gave you was cranberry sauce, cornbread dressing, pecan tartlets. The pecan tartlets that you have, if you are like, oh my God, puff pastry, that seems scary, then you could just get the puff pastry cups or puff pastry shells. And what you do with those is you'll cook them for about you'll cook them for about, I think they take 15 to 20 minutes to cook. So you can um, put them in the oven for 15 minutes. While they're cooking, you can finish making the pecan filling, put it in a pot, and you just heat it up. I put a little bit of water with it, but it already has some. And you have to have the cornstarch that's in the recipe reach a boiling point. And what happens is you have this filling when you're doing the puff pastry sheets that you roll out and do all the stuff with. It goes in the oven, and the amount of time that you're baking it for will have it meet the the amount of time that you're having it bake will raise it up to that boiling point. However, if you are just doing puff pastry shells and puff pastry cups, they are already pre-baked, and all you're kind of doing is putting in a filling. So you have to finish the filling outside of it. It's actually really simple. It takes like 5 minutes. I put it on the stove, turn the stove on. I got it up to where it started to boil a little bit. I mean, not really boil crazy, but a little bit. And I kept stirring it and stirring it and stirring it. I could see that it started to thicken up. And about 3 minutes after this stirring, I turned it off and left it. And then I pulled the puff pastry shells or cups. We used cups, but you could use shells. And you just fill it, and it's ready to go, ready to eat right then and there. It's really yummy. It's like having your own little pecan pie. With the carrot and parsnip soups, you're going to get a recipe for each one of them, and then you have a recipe for them together. Here's the deal. Um, this is the cheap little trick that I did. Is it's this recipe is from the Millennium Cookbook, which is one of the top vegan restaurants in the United States. And what they have you do is you take two ladles, and because the soups are basically the same consistency, you pour them at the same time, and they will make a straight line where they meet. It looks really cool. You have this beautiful orange carrot, uh, red pepper soup on one side, and you have this wonderful parsnip soup on the other side. It looks really, really cool. And all you have to do is put a little bit of parsley flakes on it, and it's just really amazing. You make it look really cool. You do not have the recipe for the garlic cream. I made the garlic cream, and I thought it was awful. So whilst I was cooking all of this other stuff that we had at the potluck, um, I looked up different recipes, thought about it, and I came up with a simpler garlic cream. And it's a very simple roasted garlic cream. And the reality is that I think it'd be really great just almost like as a mayonnaise for sandwiches, or as for like just putting roasted veggies on top of. Oh, it's really yummy. Very simple. Okay, then we did the challenge, and we went through, these were the goals for the challenge. Now, this is the last week of the challenge. That's it. This is the last time you could put tickets in. So a lot of people really stepped up. We had a number of people who were following the diet. We had a number of people who said, well, I wasn't doing that well, but I almost did the diet for the entire 2 weeks, and they have been not doing it, like 50%. So it was really great, and I was really proud of everybody that's out there. If you have stepped up your game, we're really proud of you too. Um, but we finished one challenge, and we're on to the next one. This is the hustle through the holidays. So this is our new soul challenge. The holidays can be a really tough time to stay on track. So Dr. Bree was thinking about what we could do to help you with the stress and the holiday feasting and all this stuff. And what we'd like you to do is just focus on two things. One is don't gain weight. It's really tough to lose weight during the holidays, but if you focus on not gaining weight, then you're going to come out ahead. And people generally gain about 1 pound during the holidays. But the issue is a lot of people don't see 1 pound. You know what I mean? And so if you end up gaining another, let's say another pound through January and February because you're sedentary, it's cold outside, nobody wants to do anything, um, by 2 or 3 years, you can have just moved up really simply 5 or 6 pounds. And then you start thinking, well, my clothes are wearing out. That's the problem. And it's not. It's just that you've put on weight and you haven't realized it because it's been very slow. So uh, over the years, really adds up. So what we want you to do is maintain your weight. Some people are going to be really good, and those of you who are out there, great. You're going to be hustling and you're going to be really trying to lose weight and stay on track. Excellent. But some of us are just not going to be able to do that, and that's just not within our purview. So don't beat yourself up. Weigh yourself once a week so you know, did I gain a pound? Because you want to take that off. But you want to maintain, which means, you know, really thinking about what you're eating and really focusing on I'm going to get some exercise while I'm going during the holidays. And use your family, bring them along. Um, Keep following your diet. It's so important to do over the holidays to prevent weight gain. It really is. It's so easy to put that weight on when you're seeing all the cookies and all the other stuff. But some we have given you a couple of different phrases and things that you can say to kind of ward things off. One is um, I'm in a study and I promised the team that I was going to stick with this, and so that's what I'm going to do. I don't want to let them down. A really easy one to just say, oh my God, that does look good. I think I'm going to try that a little later. Uh, I've had clients that have been very successful doing what's called tasting bites. So they get a bite of everything, and that's okay. They get a bite of everything. And then maybe they get 2 bites of one thing that they really, really love. They go back, you get something like, okay, I had a little bit of that. I'm okay. We're going to be giving you more tips as you're going through the Christmas season about preventing weight. But I'll tell you one of the most important things, wear clothes with zippers and buttons, because you will know if you start putting on 3 or 4 pounds really easily in pants that do not stretch and things like that. That is the easiest way to gain weight, is to wear stretchy clothes. Woo. Okay, so I'm sorry this came out like this, but that's just the way this program runs. So we want you to keep active and join us for the next our next challenge, which is being a part of the Alpha Phi Alpha MLK Celebration 5K. So we want you to hustle through the holidays. It's a good way to get active with your friends and families, and you can really do some really good for your community. So how do you do that? You join us by walking or running if you're really ambitious, and I may actually challenge myself to go back to running, which I have not done in about a year and a half, to do the MLK 5K celebration. Now, we just found out last night that the date is January 19th, but that link at the bottom, it'll get you to all the information that you need. And people were saying that it was a really nice group of folks, and a lot of people walk it, so you don't have to feel like, you have to run it. All right, to accomplish this goal, you sign up for the MLK 5K by December 14th. The entry fee is $25, and you get a race shirt. If you register after that, but at least by January 10th, it's still $25, but you don't get a shirt. And if you are unable to afford the registration fee, but you want to join us, we want you. So call Mary, talk with her, and we'll figure out something. You start training for the walk next week. And what we would like to have is a new SOOO team on race day, and we will provide you with t-shirts. You just got to tell us how many people there are, because we want to make sure that we order the right amount and sizes like that of the t-shirts. So we're really excited about this. This is a sample training plan that Dr. Bree put together to help you figure out, if you're not walking at all, here's a way you can do it. Most days during the week, you're just going to be doing 5 to 10 minutes of walking. And then one day a week, you're going to do a longer walk. And you're going to start off at 25 minutes. That's basically a mile. and you just keep adding and adding and adding to that. And one of the things that I found is really great when you do a training and you take it step by step and you decide you're not just going to, the week before go be a road warrior, you start realizing stuff like um, there's other people walking, or my friend wants to walk with me. And the other thing that I found was I was good to go for about 25 minutes, but when I got into 45 minutes or an hour, I really wanted to have some kind of music or something like that. So it helps you figure out how do you do this best and how can you train best. There's a really wonderful app called Couch to 5K. Dr. Bree talked about it, and then one of the participants brought it up in our meeting. So I was like, oh, okay, a lot of people know about this. It's a really good app to put on your phone, and it helps you get from 0 to 5K. If you can't join us for the race, um, or it's just not going to happen, then you can do it with us virtually. Track a 3.1-mile walk on your phone and send it to us so we can celebrate your accomplishment. So you can do a virtual race, which we would love to know. We would love to have a whole bunch of people in the new SOOO study do a 5K. All right, so what we talked about this week was inflammation and stress. And we had the lovely Jazmine come in and do some yoga, and she was just great. There's only 2 slides on this because it was more about the actual activity. So stress causes inflammation, and inflammation damages cells. Now, inflammation is actually a good thing because if you cut yourself, you want all those inflammatory factors of the body to go to that cut and take care of it and have white blood cells and make a scab and all the stuff that it does. But if you're having lots and lots of stress, then you're having lots and lots of inflammation that you don't need, and you're getting cellular aging. And what we find from yoga, and if you look at the article that Mary sent out, yoga actually decreases cellular aging, which is great. And also a lot of effects from chronic disease. And it does this not only by just letting you relax and not have as much inflammation, but it does it by increasing the anti-inflammatory markers in your body. So you have 2 things working. One is you're not creating as much inflammation because you're not that stressed. And the other one is that the anti-inflammation um, substances within your body increase to help you. So it's really great. And Jazmine was talking about how she really thought that there should be more studies about how yoga helps with depression. And I agree. I think yoga is an amazing um, art, and it's not just about poses. And once you've done it for a while, which I've been doing yoga for 30 years, you start realizing how wonderful it is and how it can clear your head. It's that little phrase of polish here, shine there that happens. This was a slide from Jazmine, is that yoga can slow down the harmful effects of stress and inflammation. It brings down the level of hormones that promote inflammation, and it lowers the number of these pro-inflammatory molecules that are in the body. So that's what it does. It inhibits the inflammation that can in turn weaken, and it even kills cancerous cells in people with cancer. And she was talking about a woman who had a number of health issues and literally just turned her entire disease around just by yoga. We see all kinds of really great things happen with yoga, and there are a million different types out there. So if you want to explore it, we can get you in touch with Jazmine. She is wonderful and teaches lots of different types of yoga. So wherever you are on the spectrum of activity, I bet you she can take care of you. Okay, so what did we discuss? We discussed how to plan your meals, and I had that little trick about pouring the soups at the same time, and then we talked about stress reduction and how yoga can really help with that. What we're going to be discussing next week is religion and food. Again, I'm really going to stress people being on time, and I'm not as much of, oh, you have to be on time, as much as I want you to have time to ask our speaker questions. So that's why it's very important. And I'm going to be starting the class pretty much on time because I want to make sure that Dr. Sujai, who is also one of our consultants on the study, um, can take your questions. And I think there's going to be a lot of questions coming from what she has to say. Then we're going to be giving away the gift baskets. Dr. Bree will do that. And then the next week, Dr. Bree is actually going to go more into inflammation, and we're going to be having the hands-on cooking. People asked us to show them how to do the oil-free sautéing, so we're going to be doing what are we doing, stir fry? Is that what we're doing? I forget. We're doing some kind of hands-on cooking. Oh, we're doing an Alfredo sauce. That was the other thing. People asked us for an Alfredo sauce. So week 28, we're going to be doing the Alfredo sauce. All right. Fill in your weekly questionnaire. You may have gotten a link. I'm not sure about social media. If you did, please take care of that. I'm not sure whether that was just handed out to the class or not. Um, Thank you so much for being a part of the study. We very much appreciate everything that you do. And have a wonderful holiday. We can't wait to see you when you come back and hear about all the things that, the challenges you had and all the successes that you had. We know that they're out there and we really want to support you. So if you, reach out to your accountability partner, or, you can always call Mary or anybody on the team. We want to help you in any way that we can. Thanks so much and have a great holiday.